Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am Dr. Nik Nikam. Welcome to Triple N Talk Show. And we have two special guests today from, excuse me, we have two special guests from Karnataka. And we would like you to make sure that you download our NNN media app so that you can follow us on Android or Apple devices. You can also watch this on YouTube under our blog Nik Nikam. You can also follow us on Google Plus, and you can watch us. You can follow us on our Facebook Nik Nikam network. We have two special guests. My special guest is Yamuna Srinidhi, who is a classical dance teacher, and she's a community leader. She's a philanthropist. She's a TV star and a movie star from Karnataka, Bangalore, which happens to be my hometown. And Srini Desikamani, right? Yes. Srini Desikamani. Delighted to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us over.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, I'm delighted to have you. Okay, Yamuna, let's start off by, a little bit about your background and also Srini, and then we'll go and explore the world of dance, music, and TV and movies. It's everybody's dream to be in movies.
Yeah, these days, yes. Well, I'm basically from Mysore.
Yeah.
Born and brought up. Even I learnt dance in Mysore. My gurus were Padma Bhushan, Dr. Venkat Lakshmamma,
Yeah.
then Dr. Muralidhar Rao, then Srimati Nandini Ishwar. They're my gurus in Mysore. I started learning at the very young age. I started at the age of 6.
Yeah.
My father noticed the interest in me, and he enrolled me into the classical dancing.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful to him for doing that for me. So
Yeah.
almost I had training for over 14 years. 14,
see,
15
yeah.
years was my training.
Yeah.
Then I was very active in college days. I was in NCC, doing a lot of community service then
So,
as well.
which college did you go to?
I go to Mysore Maharani's College for my bachelor's. Yeah. And after that, I got an opportunity to perform in United States of America in 1997.
Yeah.
And that's how I landed up in this country.
Srini, let's hear a little bit about your background.
Well, compared to Yamuna, mine doesn't sound that exciting. I had a very low-key affair.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
I did my engineering from Usmania University, and then I came to the US to pursue my master's degree.
Yeah.
So soon after graduation, I met Yamuna in Chicago. So that's our association of friendship
I
turned
see.
into marriage.
Yeah. Well, since you mentioned Mysore, I have to plug in 2 cents of my life because I went to Mysore Medical College.
Wow.
I was there from
Interesting.
1966 to 71, and then I came to States in 73. So
Oh, that's
I'm
nice.
from Mysore Medical College.
That's
I did
interesting.
not know
Okay.
that.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know.
That's fascinating. So
Yeah.
tell us then, after you finish your college and all this, what was your next move?
All along, I've been dancer. That was my
Yeah.
first love, my passion. So when I got an opportunity to perform in United States, I visited
Yeah.
17 to 20 cities in United States, performing all over. And meanwhile, as Ashwini mentioned, I met
Yeah.
him, and he has been from the day one. He has been so supportive of
Yeah.
my talent. Otherwise, after everybody stops acting after
I
they
see.
get married. In my life, I started acting, after I got married and I have kids,
Yeah.
and then I started acting. So
Okay, that's fascinating. Okay, then you came here and you were very active in the Houston also, right?
Yes, yes.
What are all the things that you were involved in Houston?
even while I was here, I started basically teaching dance
Yeah.
and performing, and I wanted to do something different. I wanted to utilize the fine arts. It's not only for entertainment,
That's-
how
yeah.
I could give back to the humanity.
Yeah.
And that was not just my idea, because Srini gave me
Yeah.
that freedom. He said, you don't have to use your talent or the fine arts
Yeah.
to run the family. I'm here to take care of that. So your dream is to give back to the community. You can use your art to do
Yeah.
that. So with that freedom, with that support, I dedicated my, whatever I was getting from the tuitions and the performances. We were giving back to the Hurricane Ike victims and some old age homes. We have done a lot of community services. And also, I take pride. We did the dance choreography in Stop AIDS and awareness to create the drugs, say no to drugs. It was an easy method to reach out to the youngsters of this country. We may go and give them an advice, but through some entertainment or through dance, it's always appealing, I felt. So we went to many high schools and colleges and we performed. Through the dance, we were spreading that awareness.
I think so, because of all the interviews I've done close to 200 interviews. The ones which get the most attention are one in the entertainment field. So that I am really fascinated as to how entertainment attracts people from all walks of life. It doesn't matter the age, race, or anything like that. Since you were mentioning about AIDS, I had to tell you that almost 10 years ago, I was watching an AIDS telethon, for several hours, and I was so fascinated. They were saying the same thing, but these are all rock stars. So I mean, they were raising millions of dollars. I said, what is the best way to get AIDS message to young children and all this? So I said, what is it that's going to make them attractive to listen to what are the major devastations from AIDS? So I wrote a rap song.
Wow.
I wrote a rap song. I said, this is the best way to, and one of these days I'm going to record it. Just let me give a couple of lines. He says, hit me with the stick, right, to make you very sick and send you to the forensic, don't fall for his music, get a grip on your basic. It goes like that.
Wow.
Like 6 stanzas.
Very good, Nick.
One of these, I have written the music and the music track and all this. I just have to sit down and record.
Wow.
Seriously,
You should, that's the best way to reach out.
That's why you said, dance, because this is so appealing to all ages and walks of life. Okay, you're also involved with the Houston Kannada Vrinda also, right? Tell us about your involvement with the Houston Kannada Vrinda.
I was with the organization for over 8 years. And I was the vice president. I was the president. I encouraged the youth. My idea was, we all have enough background, enough Kannada in us, enough culture in us, but we have, in order to keep going, we have to give it back to our kids. That was my idea. So I encouraged them to speak Kannada, to write and read. That was one event, I think in 2006. One entire event was done and executed by our children. They completely organized the whole thing in Kannada. So, and also I was involved in, through Kannada Kota, again, I was involved in many community services and activities. So that always gives me the pride.
Last minute, they wanted me to help out with the MC. I mean, I haven't spoken Kannada for almost 30, 40 years.
Okay.
So overnight, I had to get a crash course
Practice and
YouTube's
okay.
to refresh my Kannada, and I did okay. So
yeah, that's
no,
nice.
I think again, I was going to ask you, how do we inspire young children, especially in this country, in the United States, about keeping up with our heritage and culture and all these things?
The first thing is they should start speaking Kannada at home. Being the mother tongue, I think they should talk to the children. Anyway, English is there outside when they go out of the house. So they should speak, Kannada at home. That's the first thing. And they should be given enough knowledge about, so much is available on YouTube these days.
That's true,
So our culture, our, heritage, they could, give it that through the YouTube. That is my idea.
Maybe you should also watch sort of Kannada movies and television.
Absolutely.
We'll get into the topic.
I see many of our children talking and dancing to our Hindi because, they want to follow those Bollywood movies. They started learning Hindi. So same way, I think that's a very good idea. In fact, like every year we have Rajyotsava, there are like 500-600 people in the Houston Kannada Vrinda. So there is still a lot of interest. In fact, Houston Kannada Vrinda is bringing
one of the top movies each month, even now.
Correct, correct.
That's
I have
true.
attended some of those.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Nik Nikam Network show, talk show, or Triple N talk show. This is coming to you live on YouTube, and it will be there also for you to watch on demand. And please make sure you download our Triple N app for Android or Apple devices, and that will give you a link to our YouTube, Google, Hangout, and Facebook, so you can follow us around the clock. As I said, we do special talk segments here on this radio program, and if you would like to be a guest, let us know. Send us an email at drniknikam@gmail.com, and my special guest is Yamuna Srinidhi and Srini Desikamani, and they are from Karnataka and Bangalore, which happens to be Mysore and Bangalore, which happens to be my hometown. And so, how long were you in the United States?
We were here for 16 years.
Yeah.
And we were happy, especially I was very active in the Indian community and the dance students and everything. But Srini, my husband, always he wanted to go back to India. So we moved back in 2012. Yeah.
2012.
12, yeah.
So how was the transition? I mean, how did you, after spending 16, 17 years, how was the transition for you?
Well, Srini got adjusted, pretty faster than I was. I couldn't cope up with the pollution was okay, population was okay, everything was fine, but the corruption was almost impossible for me to deal with. It was nearly, because of that, we were fighting every single day. Why did we come here? Why you brought us here? I was unhappy every single day because nothing moves without corruption in India. Nothing. That is very unfortunate. Then we learn to deal with it. We deal with it, we fight, we shout, we scream. End of the day, we almost 100% of our work, we did it without bribing anyone. I would love to say that, with proud.
Yeah. See, that's one of the differences in the United States, where if you're a middle class person like me, you can get along, without having to worry about too many things. You just go to work, you enjoy, and there's a lot of opportunities for networking, social networking, and entertainment and things like that. So what kind of things did you do to keep yourself engaged?
Well, I was almost depressed for like a couple of months when I moved back from here because I was missing my students a lot. I had around 150, 200 students in Houston. I had groomed them from a very small age. I was missing them a lot. I didn't know what to do. But the first thing that brought me some happiness was my husband started working in the villages with the farmers. He started adopting the villages and work with the farmers. So I started going along with him, and that kept me very happy and busy, and that was really a best thing he did, I feel. Yeah.
Srini, maybe you can enlighten us on your village projects.
Well, when we moved back to India, we wanted to give something back to the community that we grew up. So I figured out the farming community, which predominantly forms most of India's background, I wanted to do something for them. And one of the things that we considered was, how can we supplement their income? Because a lot of farmers, they have small acres and all that. They grow a lot of fruits, vegetables, but then the money that they make is not much. So we said, why don't we encourage them to grow newer crops, a different variety of crops, and then we can actually work with them to do a buyback agreement with them. So they have the guarantee to go forward and actually grow these crops, right? So we started like training them, coaching them on how to grow all these crops, and we made buyback agreements. And so the farmers came forward and they say, okay, if you're guaranteeing us, then we'll start growing all these. And that way it actually worked out well for the farmers. And what we did was we actually took those produce, and then we were actually turning them out into making Ayurvedic medicines in India. So that way we wanted to create a self-sustaining environment where we sell these products, and the portion of the proceeds, we send it back to the farming community. And then also we have, we formed our own NGO where we adopt villages and carry out like holistic village development activities in the areas of like building schools or playgrounds, or teaching them methods of different hygiene and sanitation, organic farming, and all those things.
Oh, that's fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Triple N Talk Show, and I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and my special guests are Yamuna Srinidhi and Srini Desikamani. They are from Bangalore, India, and I am also from Karnataka. I'm from Mysore. I mean, I grew up all my life in Mysore city,
wow.
but I used to spend most of my summers in Bangalore because I had lots of cousins.
Oh, in Bangalore.
In Bangalore.
Okay.
So most of my summers were spent in Bangalore.
Bangalore is not the same anymore.
Huh?
It's not the
I
same
know.
anymore.
You see, I went back
Yeah.
in 2006, even in my own street, which used to be all like bungalows.
Yeah.
Now they're like 9, 12 complexes
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
in the same compound.
True.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Okay. So what else were you doing in these villages for the children?
So with children, what we were doing was, I mean, we found that
Yeah.
certain times the quality of the teachers was lacking in these government schools in the villages.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's only one teacher teaching all the subjects, and then the number of students was more than one person to handle. So we were trying to formulate how can we help these kids to get additional education, or maybe build some libraries for them and give them accountability in terms of maintaining the libraries and all that, so that they kind of learn some things at a very young age. And the next area of focus was to maybe educate them with maybe offering them computers and all that, because that's one area where we found not many village schools have computers in them, and kids are not exposed to that. And we haven't been able to do that yet, but that's something definitely we want to do that in the future.
That's fascinating. How were all these programs funded?
Right now, what we're doing is all of these programs are pretty much self-funded by me and Yamuna.
Yeah.
We have not reached out to any any outside funding or any organizational funding so far. I don't know. People call it, maybe we don't want to be obligated to people, or I don't know what it is, but we just said right now we are small, right? So we thought we can self-fund it. And later on, when we actually grow big and start to do a lot more things, a lot of people have offered help. Maybe we'll reach out to them.
One of the things I learned from politicians is that unless you ask for a vote, nobody's going to vote. So the first thing is to ask. As a doctor, I'm not used to ask for funding for my radio program,
right.
YouTube program, and all this. So finally, I gave up. I said, I'm just going to do it as much as I can, and just go along. I've been doing this for 2 years. I told you I have interviewed more than 200 people.
Right.
Wow.
Plus, I do a lot of other things. We have over 600 video clips on our.
That's
amazing.
very impressive.
So I said, as much as I can do, I'll just do it. But you should, let's give out your contact name and information and all these things. If there may be a lot of people who are interested to make sure that this project expands. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to share my contact, but I'm not really sure it was for funding, but at least they can help us volunteer, come and work with us, join hands and support us in that way. I'll give you both my numbers. We maintain a US number as well. So people in the US can call. It's starting with area code 281-245-0871. That's our US area code and the US number. And then the number that you can reach us in India, for all the Indian viewers who are watching this show, it is 9741 555 281. I repeat, 9741 555 281. Please do give us a call and join hands with us in volunteering in some of these villages. It's a great activity. You get a lot of pleasure doing this work and giving back to the community.
That's fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Triple N Talk Show, coming to you live from Houston, which is being live streamed to YouTube. You can also watch it on demand later on YouTube and also on Google+. You can also follow us by downloading our app called Triple N Media for Android or Apple devices. And most of our programs are cataloged on YouTube and Google, so you can always go and visit and watch those. So my special guests have been Yamuna Srinidhi and Srini Desikamani. Okay, let's talk about, you've been doing you got over your setbacks from leaving the United States, and you settled down. Now you found a new life, helping out all these people in the villages and all this. And how did the entry into the television screen come about?
I would say it was very accidental.
Yeah.
So I just got an opportunity to act in one of the Kannada serials, and I was reluctant initially because after so many years of being in dancing and teaching, I was not sure whether I want to do that. But again, my husband, he said, all along when you were little, you wanted to act. But, in middle class family, they wouldn't, especially my father, he was never for acting. So he said no. So Srinidhi said, we are in India now and you got the opportunity. So why don't you just try it out? So then we request, because we were very busy in village activities, I requested, if it is more than 5 or 6 days a month, then I can't. They said, no, your role demands just 5 to 6 days. So then I agreed and we went, we liked it. So I started doing it. Then 1 became 2, then 2 became 4 and 4, it's going on like that.
So
now.
how many TV serials you're involved at this time?
Right now I'm acting in 4 serials.
4 serials?
Yeah, in different channels.
I see.
Kannada.
And how much of your time does it take to record all these serials?
Well, each serial would take 4 to 5 days a month. So almost 20 to 22 days a month I'm busy acting.
That's fascinating. Most people, including myself, we are just fascinated by, of course, the movie industry and the life of stars and all these things. Walk us through your typical day, like when you go for shooting, something like that.
Well, especially after moving back from here, one setback is we value our time a lot here. So they're waiting for like 8 to 10 hours a day. We act for maximum 2 to 3 hours. And rest of the time, you have to wait for your turn to come or, your shot to come. That was initially very frustrating for me. I'm a very hyperactive person. That was very frustrating for me to sit and wait. Then I started requesting. I told them, instead of 8 to 10 days, just get me for 3 to 4 days and give me more work. They're like, oh my God, you are one unique person in the industry. Everybody would love to go slow, relax and act, but you are asking for like more work instead of resting. So that was one thing. We go, to get ready, the makeup, hairstyle, costume. That is the first thing when we go. So then we take our scene papers and get ready with the scenes for the day. Then we act, we get to talk to the senior artists in between. So this is the routine in the...
What happens if you forget a dialogue or something? I'm like a kid.
Okay.
I'm just curious about all the possible mishaps that can happen.
Okay, Dr. Nik, let me be open here and no secrets. The best part is they can shoot as many times.
I see, that's
it is not live and it is not the stage performance. So that is the best part about that. Okay, cut, take the dialogue again. So it's easier.
Well, that's makes it look simpler.
It is actually.
Actually, what we are doing here is live streaming. There's no rehearsal, there's no replay, there's no rewind, nothing. Whatever we are doing is that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the best part there.
And actually, what they do in music is they take the same phrase 6 times. And they can take 2 words from here, 2 words from the second one. Correct. In that way, they can combine all these things and do it. But with the dialogue, I guess you have to do the whole thing. Repeat the whole segment. So do they have like teleprompters or like a written script in front of you behind the camera or something?
No, you should know your dialogues.
Right?
You should know your dialogues. And in movies, they dub the voice later on.
I see.
But the everyday soaps, it's live.
Okay, explain to me how the voice dubbing is done, because as I said, I'm just curious because you have already everything in life is where you do something and then you try to go and fix something.
Right.
But in movie, the voice, which is the most important thing next to the visuals,
Yes.
is done afterwards. I mean, how is it done?
So I have done dubbing for 4 of my movies.
Yeah.
So they play the scene
Yeah.
that we have acted, and a couple of times we listen to what we have said in the scene, and we have the dialogue. Of course, we have the script in front of us as well, and we try to match with our lip syncing, and yeah, that's what we do. My challenge initially was to get the mood, to get the mood,
To get into that
yeah,
character.
when we deliver the
Yeah.
dialogues, to be in that mood. When we act, actually,
Yeah.
when during the shooting, when we act, that mood is there, expressions are there. To get that while dubbing a voice is a challenge, and that's where the talent is, I feel.
You're absolutely right. And also, I work with a lot of sound editing and all these things. And I know
Yeah.
a lot of things can be done with sound by adding reverb or things like that. And also, the sound clips can be precisely placed, even though when we are dubbing, if it's not actually on the particular spot,
Right.
the sound clips can be audio
Can
and
be
video
moved
can be
around to
separately
match.
adjusted so that when it's finished, it looks like it's perfect.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a lot of magic that happens
Oh
behind
yeah,
the
I
scenes.
think
Behind the
the sound engineer and all these people play, especially like some of these most Hollywood movies,
Right.
all
Yeah.
the sound effects and all these things.
Mhm.
They are all created to give these emotions. and the
Absolutely,
feelings.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and my special guest is Yamuna Srinidhi and Srini Desikamani. We are talking about their life journey from Mysore, Karnataka, India,
India.
to United States and back to Karnataka.
Yeah.
And okay, you said you acted in 4 movies. So what movies have you acted?
My first movie was Dil Rangila with very popular hero Ganesh,
I see.
and that was my first experience. I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and that was released last year, 2013, I think, 14.
14?
Yeah,
Mhm.
2014 it was released. Then Dil Kush, a telemovie,
Yeah.
and I was very fortunate to pair with
Yeah.
a very famous director, actor, Shri Naga Bharana sir.
I see.
That was a very good experience I had. He's such a humble person. I was so nervous the day before I went for the shooting,
Yeah.
and I just called him and I said, "Sir, I'm extremely nervous. I
Yeah.
cannot stand next to you and act." He made me feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
He said, "We were all not born actors. We just, cultivated. We have everyone has to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So don't feel that way. Just be comfortable. Act with me." So I really have to thank him for that. Then I have acted in Melody.
Yeah.
I was a hero's sister. That role also I enjoyed it a lot. And recently, a very recent movie I acted with a very very popular hero, Sudeep.
I see. Yeah.
So in Ranna movie,
Yeah.
and Shivalinga is releasing next month. I've acted with Dr. Rajkumar's son,
no?
Dr. Shivraj Kumar,
Ah.
and that also I enjoyed a lot. And right now I'm acting in 2 other movies.
Yeah.
And after I go back from Houston,
Yeah.
I have to complete those 2 movies.
That's fascinating. Okay, tell us your experience working with television versus movies.
Huge difference.
Uh-huh.
Huge difference. Basically, the timing. Movies, they pack up by 6 o'clock
I see. Yeah.
in the evening. Televisions, there is no set
Is
time.
that right?
No set time. It can go till 8, 9, 10, 11, sometimes 12.
Mm.
So that is one major difference, I would say. And also, this is live. The voice recording is live
That's
in
right,
the serials, and there it's voice dubbing.
Yeah.
And that is actually not a big difference, because anyway we have to deliver the
That's it,
dialogues. Yeah. And I feel in serials, importance to every character is given.
I see. Yeah.
In I'm talking about Indian
Yeah.
movies. I mean Indian serial.
Serious. Yeah.
Every character is given equal importance, and in movies that's not the case.
I see.
It runs around the lead roles, the hero and the heroine, and the other characters just support them
I see.
in a very smaller way, whatever.
Yeah.
So that is another big difference I would feel.
What about all these songs and all this?
Songs, yeah, there are no songs in the serials.
Yeah.
And movies, of course, that is the big thing in the world now.
I know.
Everybody wants to dance for the Bollywood. Everybody knows what Bollywood songs are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no songs in the serials. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and my special guest is Yamuna Srinidhi and Srini Desikami, and we are talking about their life journey from Karnataka to US and back to. So, what would you say would be the most challenging experience in television and in movies?
Challenging thing for me, time.
Yeah.
You need to have a lot of patience to wait for your shot, your turn. It took almost like 2 years for me to get used to it. Many times I get frustrated, but that's the way it works. Even the
Yeah.
senior most actors, they have developed that patience to sit and wait. I think I have gotten better with time, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that is one major challenge, I would say. Other than that, all along I've experienced,
Yeah.
everything all well. Yeah.
What about all the glamour and the benefits that come being a TV star and or a movie star? Let's share that with us.
Yeah, well, the popularity
Yeah.
obviously increases wherever you go, people recognize you. And we have been using that in a very positive way. Anyway, much before I started acting,
Yeah.
we were into this social service. We were going to the
That's-
villages.
yeah.
And so that has actually taken a better shape now after, I became celebrity
Yeah.
or whatever. Before we need to, okay, people come, we would like to talk about health, we would like
Yeah.
to talk about hygiene, and people would like, oh, whatever. Now we go and oh, okay, this character has come to our village now.
Yeah.
Come, let's go listen to her. And there we talk about, all whatever the project Srini has. It has got more value, I feel.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, that is the best thing that has happened.
That's one. And you should also share the experience you had the Mysore watch repair shop.
Oh, yeah. One time I went to Mysore last year.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my watch repaired.
Yeah.
I went, he repaired, and then I offered him what is the
Yeah.
money. He said, oh no, I cannot take the money from you. I said, why? He said, no, you are a celebrity, you have come
Yeah.
to my store, and
Yeah.
I watch, my wife watches, I watch your show.
Yeah.
We cannot accept the money from you. I said, excuse me, please.
Yeah.
I am not that person who you are seeing on the TV, because it's like
Yeah.
a poor lady.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not that person. Actually, I'm well off. So my husband, he's a well off person. So please, he said, no, please, I can't accept. Then finally, I
Yeah.
had to convince him. And these things happen. Many times these things
Yeah.
happen. People relate these characters to their day-to-day life. So
Yeah, I think even I came across a story about Abdul Kalam. When he went to Kerala, I think he bought some equipment, and
Yeah.
they gave him free, and
Correct.
then he went back and
send the
he
check.
he
Yeah.
sent a check. He never cashed the check. He said, "You
Correct.
better cash this check."
Exactly.
A month later, the PMO office, actually the president's office,
Yeah.
told them, you have not cashed the check
That's
yet.
right.
Yeah, if not, we're going to return the gift.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Okay, Srini, maybe you can also give out your contact information for those people who are interested in your project. One more time.
Yes, yeah, sure. Would love to do that. If you want to reach us to join hands with us to take part in NGO activities, volunteer with us in our villages, you can reach us at the US number 281-245-0871. If you want to contact us for all the Indian folks watching this program, reach us out at 9741-555-281.
Okay, Yamuna. So, what's the future plans? What other, vision and things that you would like to accomplish, both of you?
Well, right now I haven't planned anything. Our children are still young and
Yeah.
they need my attention. And this is plenty for me. I'm also teaching Bharatanatyam through Skype now, because a lot of students in United States they wanted to continue with me.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching Bharatanatyam on Skype and acting, children, husband, his project. So yeah, I have no plans
Yeah.
actually. Your plans?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not looking too far into the future. I'm just taking a few years at a time. Right now, we're having a good time in India, so I don't know where future will take us. So I'm sure wherever we go, we'll always keep smiling and continue to make changes in people's lives.
Yeah.
Yamuna, it's been a pleasure having you on
Thank
our
you. Same
program.
here.
And Srini, it's been a pleasure. Ladies
Thank
and
you, Nik.
gentlemen, you have been watching a Triple N talk show, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.